No, Paul. I was just back there locking the back door, and the door kind of made me think of my Mormon buddies who used to come by before the pandemic started. I'm just hanging out with those guys.
You hang out with Mormons too?
Oh, yeah, man. You know, you don't even have to talk about religion with those guys. They'll still do chores around your house. They just love doing chores. I had them doing chores around my house before my wife would come home from work. They always take off just before she got there, because she thought that I cleaned the house, so I'd get laid at the end of the night. It was like having like the world's best wingman.
The absolute best part about being friends with someone who's Mormon is that you get an automatic ticket into heaven. So by the time Joseph Smith gets done checking in on all his kids and grandkids and realizes you're not supposed to be there, you've already had a good run.
Damn straight.
Hey, you guys should really learn to like lock that back door. Like anybody can get in. Like,
Steve,
like any.
Dude, Steve.
Where'd you come from?
I hope there's not like more homeless people back there.
It's Stephen the Drink.
There's a couple guys back there.
What have you been up to? Where did you come from?
You know, this and that.
Ooh, yeah.
Good to see you, Steve.
Great to see you guys.
You like a drink?
We were just getting ready to play Battleship, but you know what? Since you're the guest, you can join us.
We'll save that for later. How you been, Steve?
Been good. How are you holding up?
I'm doing all right. I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
Blood sport or universal soul?
I think about that. It's kind of a difficult decision to make. You know, it's one of those things that you spend your whole life really worrying about. You made the right decision or not. I have to go blood sport for the sheer amount of splits that happen, and it really, I think, count the splits that JCVD does. It's much higher.
I was a much bigger fan of kickboxer because you know the dance scene. You cannot beat a Van Damme dance scene.
Okay, that's a fair point, but that was one of my options.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, actually. What's your favorite color, true or false?
Oh my god, when you think about this, there is definitely a lot of thought to put into this one. There's several colors, and most of them are false because they aren't real.
We can think.
Drink and think. I'm gonna say false. Colors aren't real.
Interesting. Jeepers Creepers or the Monster Squad?
This is the easiest question you've ever had in your life. It's Monster Squad.
Oh, wait.
Every day. All day, every day.
Wolfmen have hearts.
That is an amazing movie.
I grew up watching that, and I tried watching it again as an adult, like recently. It was not as great as I remembered it when I was a kid.
I like going back and watching it and then realizing the subtle flaws in it. Like how the army shows up at the end after that 5-year-old wrote him that crappy letter.
My favorite flaw in it is actually that they're like, we need to sacrifice a virgin, and they just pick the one girl instead of the multitude of little boys that are obviously still virgins.
Didn't there have to be a woman or a girl?
No, they never said that.
They didn't say that. I assume, well, that's just it's just bias, old school sexism.
Yeah.
Just not even looking the option right now. Is this your company?
Oh, yeah. Well, because you chucked from the bottle last week. You know, kind of felt a little bit like I had a tiny finger. So I drank from the bottle. And passed me the
You
shot.
don't have to prove anything.
I gotta prove stuff.
Let's drink out of this. Let's drink out of our shot glass.
Paul, I might be short now, but I've been drinking milk. And one of these days I'm gonna go big and strong.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're only getting frailer and frailer by the day. You look like a retired dance teacher. You look like you throw James Bond theme parties that no one shows up to. It's not even a James Bond theme party, it's a James Bond sidekick theme party. All the sidekicks from the various movies who get killed off 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah. And he dresses Money Penny.
How many James Bond movies did you see?
Only the new one.
I haven't seen but like maybe 2 or 3.
I watched all of them. I loved them as a kid because I was a very boring child.
I was gonna say it was a punishment when I was a kid.
No, I would watch a marathon of them until my dad like screamed at me to change the
Can you name
channel.
all the James Bond?
No, there's like 85.
There's like
There's only like 6 good ones.
there's 6 or 7, but there's only one guy who was in only one thing,
Huh.
and he was in it in the early 80s.
I'm gonna play that. Why not? I want to play the game.
What? Am I doing it? You said you wanted to play the game. No, you already
No,
played.
it's us versus the
We're gonna do a shot. We'll do a half a shot because you're not in a drinking mood, and that's understandable. Billy, will you make a half shot at half and half with this chaser? And then we will only do the shot if I blow your ship up.
Right, that's fair.
And we're gonna do it old school basketball rules, make it take. Alright.
Why?
What?
Hey, let me start this one off. Let's go 9B.
You got 9B?
No, not me. Not me. I'm gonna go with, I don't even know how to read these.
It's a grade.
I'm gonna go with 8.
8. Miss. I'm not gonna lie, I figured since the ships were on here already, y'all had just knew where my ships were and I was gonna get crushed.
No.
We're
Yes,
actually,
and
we are
we're far enough
not,
ahead
we
to
are not
cheat.
that well
We're
thought.
we're gonna play overtime rules. First hit wins, because this is taking forever.
This is gonna be the entire show.
This is the worst game to play on camera on a show.
Yeah,
Billy.
yeah.
What's the worst idea, Billy?
I'm just gonna say.
Oh no!
It still works.
I3.
3. Dang, he hit it.
Oh, that is a hit. Oh, that's.
Make it take it. Make it take it.
I just said that we were just sinking. Oh, are we just sinking one ship?
Make it take it. You, yeah, just the one. One ship and you're done.
I2.
Dang.
I1.
Dang.
It's taking us out
Get
long.
it.
All I need now, there's only one way to go. I4.
No, that's a miss.
Well, then, is the ship even there? Or is it down, or what now?
Our turn.
Sorry.
B9.
No, I'm cheating. You want fair and square, Billy. Billy wanted me to cheat, but I can't do it because I'm cheating.
Oh,
God.
man.
It's terrible.
It's okay. Oh, scumbags.
That's really good.
Oh, I heard it.
That one, yeah, that was close to your head. That hurt me a little.
He hurt himself.
Oh, man.
Like a child playing with the toy. Doesn't understand. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that definitely would stop me from assaulting a person.
Right? They would work on a bear for sure.
Yeah.
When are you
I got
thinking about getting
that.
beers for beers back on the air?
Back on the air? Yeah, once my studio comes back, yeah. I want to do that, and I still want to do some killer arguments, but
I like that.
that would be
It's still a startup idea for another time.
Beers for Beers, my podcast.
I enjoy beers for beers a lot.
Yeah, that's fun.
You never did it?
No, Billy didn't get to do it.
Back in the glory days.
You two are definitely going to be my first guest when I come
Back in
back.
the glory days, we were doing it in a shed. It was just him and me.
Are we talking about a show or are you just doing it and shit?
Both.
About a show,
You
you know, it was just him, me, and his brother, Brandon. We were just all smoking and drinking next to a bunch of propane tanks.
Yeah, we heated it with propane tanks. It was really smart. Next to a giant can of gas.
But we had some good times. Brandon almost crashed a car that season.
Yeah, that was a fun story.
Who let Brendan drive?
What?
We're talking about Brendan.
No. Different guy. My brother, one of my brothers, I was his designated driver one night, and he decided to, he was hammered, and decided I'm gonna drift all the corners on the way home. And I'm going like 70 because I'm pissed off, and it's like a 35-mile-an-hour S-curve. And he's like, Steven, you're gonna drift it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he grabbed the e-brake and he's like, you're gonna drift it. And just ripped it for me.
Oh,
and then all we did was,
so mad.
we just boomeranged in a circle all the way through the S-curve. And all you can see is just like, pull. Oh. And then we stopped and got, like, I kept it on the road, luckily. And then he looked at me and went, you almost killed us. like, oh, that was my fault.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Like,
Brendan's a
I
lot.
didn't know how to drive this shit.
yeah.
I just now realized how long your nails are.
Mm-hmm. I don't cut them. I get like ingrown nails and stuff, so when I cut them, they get all infected. And it's somehow less.
It kind of reminds me of like Leonardo DiCaprio from The Aviator.
Oh, nice. Would love to be used.
Like after he locked himself in the hotel.
I was gonna say.
No jokes.
Post-COVID, that's basically how I live my life.
Howard Hughes, like the 4 Howard Hughes is awesome. You're one.
Hey, that is my main goal in life, is to make enough money that I never have to see another human again.
How, that dude's
I
how.
think that's everybody's goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, make enough money so you never have to talk to another person again.
I mean, what did our forefathers fight for if not a right to chill and not have to do stuff?
I mean, I think that's all they fought for.
Yeah. I was thinking marijuana plants.
They were growing marijuana plants. They had crops.
Yeah.
And
Well,
booze.
that's before the whole assault on hemp and marijuana, because they created the word marijuana because that was something everybody knew hemp was fine. And so they created marijuana and started creating all of these like lies about how it makes you go crazy and kill people.
Meanwhile,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
the
it's
people
like-
were like, we have to vote to get rid of this evil drug, and everybody was pissed
But
once it
that-
passed.
Big,
Keep drinking like this, dude. I'm gonna need to smoke one of your black around.
oh yeah, big pharma's been working it since the early days. While they were
Oh, yeah.
banning marijuana, people were still getting pitched like miracle licorice and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they were getting pitched drinks that were just codeine with cocaine mixed in. It's
Yeah.
like, here, drink this. This is a period, Tommy, eh?
No, that
Still
was...
works.
Oh, good. I was wondering if it was going to work or not.
That's getting very old.
Maybe to you.
No,
It's probably never gonna get old to me.
That's Kevin Smith.
Best Kevin Smith film or my favorite one? Because those are two different questions.
Favorite Kevin.
Favorite Kevin Smith film.
Are you talking USU universe or Kevin Smith film?
We're talking about
Kevin
this,
Smith
sit
film.
this question out.
I think it's Kevin Smith film, so it can be any of them. My favorite is probably Dogma, because I love all the weird religious baiting that they did throughout the whole movie. That was just too funny to me. And also the interview that he did, because he went to a protest of Dogma when it was released, and somebody interviewed him not knowing that it was Kevin Smith. He's like, I just think it's evil, like, you can't do stuff like this.
Bloody Christ thing.
Yeah, and I really loved that. Also, I think his best one, though, is the Jane Silent reboot.
Yeah.
That one was such, just like, it was a reference. It had characters from every one of his movies in it, and they talked about all of his movies. He even settled the nerd argument, the long-standing argument of what happened to Loki after Dogma. It was just a scene of Matt Damon doing dad jokes and puns.
I really like the stuff he's been doing lately, though. With Tusk and Red Snake.
I didn't see
Tusk was weird.
Tusk was weird. Johnny Depp's in it, too. He's in, like, full makeup. He doesn't even look like himself. But and his daughter and Kevin Smith's daughter are the two girls that run or the behind the counter convenience store you guys do at the beginning, and they got their own movie now.
Yoga hosers.
Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
It's not that good. But she's also Kevin Smith's daughter. She plays Jay's daughter in the reboot. Which I thought was hilarious because she looks a lot more like Jason Mewes than Kevin Smith.
She's talking smack through that whole movie too about Kevin Smith casting this kid in the movies.
Yeah.
Favorite Kevin Costner movie to cry to?
Oh, to cry to.
It's got to be the butt double for Product of Recipes.
Oh, nice. That's a solid one. It's really good. I am envious.
Well,
I
it's
don't
so
like
savvy
Kevin
they had to
Costner.
use a butt double for that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Couldn't have worked out a little bit
I
more.
know, right?
Butt
These
doubles
squats-
aren't as popular in cinema as they used to be.
Yeah, that used to be a big deal.
My great uncle Lewis was actually one of the last great stunt buttons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was actually in City Slickers. That's his butt that sits on the cactus. And
Nice.
his last film, he was actually Jake Gyllenhaal's stunt butt in Brokeback Mountain.
I always wanted to be a butt double, but like due to an unfortunate metal sliding accident when I was a kid, I have no butt.
He
He
just
would
burned it
he
off.
would not be able to be the.
It was too hot, your shorts rode up.
You wouldn't even be able to do the stunt butt in Brokeback Mountain. It would just look like Heath Ledger was banging DJ Squall from the new guy.
No, best Kevin Costner movie to cry to, Postman. Because at the very end, when he opens the letter and it's just like, you may be a winner.
I can't be killed that.
How long
I
have you been
killed that little waddle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
You take that for the road.
But you gotta drink it on the road.
I've done that by mistake before.
What's your favorite Prince album? Why is it Thriller?
Well, it's definitely Thriller, obviously.
Which would be scarier? Which do you think you have a better chance of surviving if you were locked in an abandoned building and had to escape with your life? Would you rather be locked in there, starting in the middle, trying to escape Leatherface and Jason Voorhees?
Together?
Yes.
Are they working together, or can they like aggro each other and fight each other too?
I think they both hate you enough to put the differences aside for a moment.
Quite reasonable.
You were talking about, like, the first thing, when you entered
I was
the
talking
arena,
about what a loser Voorhees is,
Here's
and
how it
then
would
have
be
his
set up.
mommy come and kill
this is
everyone
how it
for
would be
him.
set up. When we put
He
you,
stepped up in the movies
He
after.
wasn't man enough to do it himself the first time.
Like,
Bring it,
you know
Jason
you're a
Voorhees.
liar when you say, if you had said that you didn't jump at that scene at the end of the first Friday the 13th movie.
when he comes in the water.
Yeah.
No, I
First time you
didn't,
ever
but I
watched
did
that?
jump at basically the exact same scene at the end of Carrie. So,
Now,
Fair.
turns out I'm much more terrified of small
As long
girls.
as you get one, well, you have to.
I remember even when seeing Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time when I was like 6 or 7. I remember thinking then, like, that was a great movie, and then the very end when their mom gets sucked through the window like a blow-up doll, I was like, that's weird.
No, dude, Nightmare on Elm Street's the reason I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies growing up. Because my mom and dad watched it when I was like a toddler still, and I just started crying all that night, and my mom couldn't wake me up, and it just scared me.
Here's how we set the scene. Shut up. Here's how we set the scene. We put corn. Think you're sneaky with that leopard shirt on?
Like,
He blends into the background.
yeah.
Oh, you know how I get jumpy when I drink. Have flashbacks from my time in the military, waiting in line, having to piss, waiting for a piss test, for the hours. I got PTSD.
Like that movie Jarhead.
Just like that movie Jarhead, only it was for the Navy. So
Wandered around the boat doing nothing, complaining about doing nothing.
It was exactly like the Hurt Locker, but if there was never a bomb, you just sat around.
it was like the beginning of Stripes, only not funny. Only less funny. I like Stripes, actually.
Yeah.
The first half of Stripes is really good. The second half of Stripes is so-so.
All these movies like that, though. I mean, nobody remembers the second half of Full Metal Jacket.
Would you be
No,
more?
not really.
No, just first half is good enough. They didn't even need the rest of the
No.
film.
Yeah, it seemed like, why, it was almost like the Bible. Why do you have like the hero die in the middle?
Yeah. Good point.
Alright.
Alright,
Do
so
you
we're
think
set
you have a better chance of surviving? So we set this scene where we put you in the middle first, and you're just thinking about who's coming out. So then they're
You can't make people
behind
wrestle
the
there.
they're listening to your thoughts. They're listening to what you say. It's gonna
You're
be
on
dumb.
TV, you have that
They're gonna be
down.
talking about Goku and all the things that come for you when you're scared, and they're gonna hate that because they're not gonna like it. So then we're gonna send out Leatherface and Michael Myers.
Like you said, Jason Voorhees.
Yep, he's off the table now.
Yeah.
Leatherface
Where'd he
and
go?
Michael Myers. And then
Did he have like a previous date?
No,
Like,
I heard his feelings and I was talking about how his mom had to take care of it for him. He just took his ball and went
Why are
home.
you so mean?
Jesus, what is?
Never talk about guys.
Which would be scarier, Leatherface or Pinhead from Hellraiser?
From Hellraiser. What is
Is
that?
he
That's not
the
a real
strongest?
question.
Is he stronger? He's probably stronger than those X-Men, right? They seem
He's the guy that takes you to hell.
Definitely stronger than Wolverine, which is at least half the X-Men. He's not stronger than like Scarlet Witch or
Did
like.
you see what he did to that dance
Storm.
club in the third one? Like, he ripped
that was,
apart that whole dance club.
I've actually seen like all of them up until Revelations, and then maybe I missed one more. There's a whole bunch of
I
them.
know, that's actually on the docket for Halloween this year because my girl never watched like any of the old horror movies. So every October, I'm like, we're gonna do all of them. So like last year, we did all the Friday the 13th throughout the whole month of October.
You should see if you can order one of those puzzle boxes online.
I would actually just want one of those.
Like, let's play puzzle box.
That would be so. Actually, I know that they sell them. I have a buddy that has one. Oh, we're getting serious.
This is the deep questions now.
Now,
Deep thoughts of Jack Handy.
Jeffrey Jones or Louis Garabino.
Which is more terrifying?
Now, pick one. Go.
Louis Garabino.
They're
These
both
football
pedophiles.
players?
There was no one.
Yeah, but he scares me more.
He's scary. He's, as far as we know, he's scary.
Yeah,
Do you remember Jeffrey Jones?
No.
You remember,
Are these people that you went to school with?
Yes, yeah.
No, he's Colombian.
He actually hung out with all.
How do you guys keep getting in here?
What?
You guys have to go. You guys can't be in here.
Alright.
Yeah, have a good evening.
Sorry.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Havering Halfwit. Be sure to tune in next time. We'll be taking the show on the road to interview H.H. Holmes in the famous World's Fair Hotel. And thank you to Stephen Dombrosky for being our guest this evening.
Also, thank you to BCAT Studios and Larson's Diner for supporting us.
I've never broken into a place before.
Dude, breaking and entering should be on everybody's bucket list.
I'm scared.
Remember that,
See you
kids?
next
Good night.
All right. I like it because
Folks, have a good evening. Be safe.
I like